And so what I can already see instantly, and this is why I have this, is this criteria is not set up quite right.
Okay.
And let me show you why. So
Mm-hmm.
you essentially have 3 clusters of keywords. And remember what I wanted you to do from the nearest neighbor match was to go look at the different clusters that you have. And so one of these was well-being, and you want this to be an or, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because it could be covering, if suppose it's covering well-being and it talks about teachers not doing well, but it doesn't use the term burnout, you're going to miss it. So we needed to go through and do that search. And this was in the previous worksheet where what I wanted you to do is go find a paper that's like yours and has these key words. So there's a few others. I mean, I can make them up, but you actually want to go through and look for them, like quality of life, and what you just essentially need to do is go look at, say, okay, let's go find a different systematic review on well-being, and look at the words systematic review burnout, and let's look at what words they use. And here we go, burnout. So we'll go, a lot of these might be in health, that's okay. Burnout in sport, burnout, depression, anxiety, in psychology. This looks all right. This would probably be a good one to look at. We're just harvesting keywords to make sure you have good keywords. Because one of the horrible things is if somebody comes back and says, oh, Jan, you didn't search your keywords correctly, and we don't like your words. Here we go. So they use burnout. So they mainly just use burnout or anxiety. Anxiety might be an interesting one to include as well. And here you start getting ideas as well. Check out some of these. Like you start getting ideas from, and this is what's going to happen. When we look at how to measure burnout, we're going to start getting some tools that we might use later on, Joanne, and say, oh, well, we know that this is the best way to measure burnout in early childhood educators because we looked at all these different studies, and this is the best way to measure burnout. This is one of the great reasons to do the systematic review. It's going to give you such a massive head start. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of putting in anxiety. What do you think?
Yes.
So let's put in anxiety here, just to be sure. I mean, look, anxiety might get 1 or 2 studies, but it's not that important. So not COVID. Not COVID is, I actually don't think you want to put that not COVID. What if people are looking at early educator burnout during COVID? That could be quite relevant. So I don't know if I'd exclude that. And again,
I think, sorry, David. I think I was trying to exclude that because I think, well, before I got to the 98 articles, if I included special education or COVID, then I don't know, the numbers was just ballooning. So I'm not too sure if I've done something wrong with that, and that therefore it's like thousands of articles, or that it could be something else. But
okay. Tell you what, also, I'm going to record. Am I recording right now? Oh, I am recording. Good.
I think it is.
Yeah. Okay, good. So I can share this with you afterwards because I just want to tweet this because I think this is going to help you. So let's go into well-being here. And I think you might end up with well-being like this. Some people might do well-being as one word. Some people might do it like that. You just have to capture all these different permutations. Burnout like this, because people will have different ways of talking about the same thing. So here we go. I think that's good. Quality of life actually also might be hyphenated, but that's good enough. Then early educated, I actually think you're missing some terms here. So I don't know if you did this step that I want you to do of going and looking at your nearest neighbor papers.
Yes, I actually did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
because I think you also had an early childhood educator.
That's right. Yes.
Right, but that wasn't in here, so I don't know. I think it's not primary, not secondary. I think this is something that's going to be easier to just filter out on your own, because what if they cover primary, secondary, and early childhood? Well, then you want to include it.
Yeah. There were some studies like that too. Yeah.
So I'm most worried about your type 1, type 2. And then the second thing is, if you limit it to Australia, you're going to limit your ability to publish it.
I see.
So that's a strategic question. Because you can actually learn things from other countries. If you limit it to Australia, you're probably going to put yourself in some of the Australasian journals, which is okay. It's just that we just want you to be aware of the pros and cons of that choice.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I think why I was stating it's because, like I explained, it's more that I was getting thousands of papers, and I don't really know how to
So
funnel
exactly.
that
So,
search. Yeah.
let's take a look at that. And that's when I think also Courtney can really help with a lot. And such as say, I'm getting thousands. What do I do? And that's really good. But let's go through it here. So which databases, okay, I don't have that worksheet on hand right now. Which databases were you searching there?
ProQuest is one of it. ProQuest, yeah.
So let's go. Let me go into, I need to log in through the library. So you were able to access ProQuest, you just weren't able to access all the papers.
Yeah, I would have most of the access on ProQuest. The way that the librarian was explaining to me, the college is subscribing to parts of different journals as well. So even if they have EBSCO, they probably would have only part access to certain I don't know, databases within EBSCO because they've got different disciplines and things like that. So yeah, so it's not kind of like a full scope of maybe what others might have.
I can see I have Scopus here. I don't think I actually have ProQuest. It's different libraries have different things, but that's okay. Let me look here.
Yeah.
Just to come, I think Web of Science would be a really nice one for you again. But let me log in and use.
Yes,
I'm a little more familiar with Web of Science, but Scopus should be okay. So because once you get one, kind of the principles are all the same. So yeah, this one's a little bit less friendly, but let's try this title abstract keyword. And let's do this. So remember, you want to put in one at a time. Hang on a second, let me just look at the syntax. So you do this, and this is going to cover everything.
Okay.
That should work. So we're going to have a whole lot here. And that's okay. I'm not surprised. This is just anything with burnout or well-being. So that's going to be a whole bunch.
Yep.
So then let's go back. So this one doesn't quite let you build up, which is quite irritating. Let's see if there's a way. Outline query. Let's see. Yeah, Scopus is not as nice to search. Because what I like you to do is build up a couple blocks at a time.
Yes.
But I mean, a lot of the ones we've been using are EBSCOhost and PubMed and Web of Science. I think it's going to be easier because ProQuest has the advanced search feature. It's going to be easier to do from there.
Yeah.
So let me come back and rejig this. Let me get back into Web of Science. And it's effectively, while I'm pulling this up, there's an app here called LastPass, and that enables me to share my password with you without you actually having to know what my private password is. So it'll share it with you, and you can autofill anything to access the database. So that's one thing I've done with many colleagues over the years. The only drawback is it's not strictly legal because it's supposed to be to Bocconi.
Yes.
Neither is Sci-Hub. So it's kind of like the same level. I haven't really heard of people having problems, but it's just kind of there's that disclaimer. There is as with Sci-Hub, there's a use at your own risk disclaimer.
Okay. Yeah.
So hang on, let me get through this portal, which wants to go a little slowly. But this is a really common thing, Joanne, and why I don't want you why in the worksheets, I've set it up this way because I don't want you to go too far and then have to backtrack and retrace steps. And you'll
Yes.
sometimes see one of the frustrating things I think that people then start to realize going in and doing these studies is it's not always as exact a science as you might think it would be. There are some judgments and decisions to be made. Okay, so here's one. And so this one we're just going to go, and this is nice because you can just add it to the history. And here we see this gets a different, right?
Yeah.
So now we can go and add our early educator. And I have a slight concern that we haven't captured. I feel like there's more words here that we haven't captured. So that's only getting 2,000.
Yeah. Emotional exhaustion. I actually have a list.
You have a list.
I have actually, yeah, because I've done my the nearest neighbor kind of work.
So you did that, and then you took some of them out from the sound of it.
Because it was just huge. It was
That's okay. I just want to make sure that you popped everything into the search in a nice way. You can see what I'm doing here is a topic search, and that's going to say, right, this is only going to be things that are in the title or the abstract. So, because sometimes you might have special education, the paper's not really about special education, but they mentioned maybe in the discussion, this could also be relevant to special education.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Come in your net, but you don't want it. So limiting it here to the title, abstract, and keywords is a nice way to get rid of type 1 errors. So, could you pop in, I can either, if you give me 2 seconds, let me pull up the assessment I have of yours.
Yeah, no worries. I'll try to find my my paper too. Documents.
So, I have the finding your topic and defining your topic on the keywords from here. So give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So the nearest neighbor closest to your paper. Yep, I've got that. But I want the where is the nearest? Where is that worksheet? I feel like I'm missing a worksheet here. Piloting and optimizing keywords. There we go. Piloting and search. Okay, I've got it here.
You got it? Yeah, cool.
I've got it here on, this is the piloting search. Here we go. But then there's the optimizing your search. That I don't have. Did you do that one?
You don't have it? Can I paste it on Slack for you? I was trying to paste it on the chat, but it's not allowing me to.
No, I've got 3 of the worksheets, but I'm missing one. Because I'll show you, this is the one that I have here. For some reason, I don't have the optimizing one. So I'm going to check what's going on with that because it's quite important. I have it for, Carol just sent one this week. So I have this one, which was piloting, but the specific one on the nearest neighbor match, I don't have.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually having a little bit of trouble with the Kajabi kind of course. Like I think the going backwards and forwards, some bits was glitching a little bit. So it might have been that
has happened. Have you hit back on your browser?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's gone at some point. Yeah. Yeah.
Because this was good. This was helpful here. But these keywords, I just missed, somehow I missed a step that these keywords had changed.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to check. Can you just, so let me look in the Slack.
Yeah, I've just posted on Slack. I'm not sure why I can't post it on the chat here. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry. Let me pull it up very quickly. Second. But yeah, all these things are right. These are working out with the libraries. All this is something you encounter now or later on. So it's you're effectively giving yourself just this nice head start.
Yeah.
While this is loading up, low system reach. Oh, this is just my computer being slow. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I just got to pop up. Your computer is slow.
Yeah. All good.
I'm going to try to get myself a little more processing power by closing some things.
Mhm.
Oh,
Are you back from your trip now, David?
which one? Oh, when I was in Denmark?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go to Geneva coming up.
Oh, wow.
Travel's a bit of an occupational hazard, but it won't cause any disruption for us
Mm-hmm.
on the way. But yeah, I also do on the side, I have some UN consulting that I do here and there. It's more
Mhm.
something I do for friends who sometimes former students even who now are in UN positions.
Yes.
Okay, where
It's
are
very
we?
exciting.
Okay, great. Here we go. And yeah,
Yeah.
and Tyrone said that the two of you met. That's fantastic. Tyrone's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
okay. Joan, I'm okay.
You're not getting it? Okay.
Maybe, but this could be because it just hasn't loaded up. Ah, here we go. New message. Okay, now it's coming.
Okay, yeah. It should be coming then. Yeah.
Keywords. Okay, but this is what we want is a keyword for. So, right. No,
So,
this isn't quite what we want on the nearest neighbor match. So if you
okay.
go in the video with Cornelia, what we want to do in the Kajabi basically is say, okay, we need a systematic review of early childhood educators. And or early childhood education. We need it on the teachers. System is educators user experience in early childhood education. Okay, this is, I think we looked at this paper before. I seem to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
And let me grab the PDF. So this I have access. So why is it not? Okay, access. Great. Let's see if this works. No, it's going to give me this annoying. Oh no, good, got it. Oh, now it says it doesn't subscribe. Hang on, I think we had to go to Sci-Hub to get it then. Or maybe I remember there was something like this was a good paper we wanted to capture. I remember specifically looking at this paper with you because we did a very brief attempt to newspaper
The
match.
one on Miro, maybe. I think you have actually found one paper on Miro, and you have taken a screenshot. I think it's on the Miro.
On the whiteboard? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seem to remember this one, the keywords were in an appendix and we couldn't get that appendix. And then we looked at another paper. I have this, I suddenly have a deja vu feeling here.
Good memory.
Let me check. It sometimes happens because I am working on helping a lot of students on their projects. But
I don't know how you do it, but kudos. Well done.
Well, fortunate to work with great enthusiastic students. Oh, this is so let me look on. Maybe it is on. Let me pull up the Miro in the meantime. Recording and sharing the screen at the same time. So let me stop sharing for a second and pull up that Miro because I would have popped it on there.
Yes.
Yeah, this keyword's really important to get right because otherwise you're going to miss studies about early childhood educators.
Yes.
So hang on, I'm just pulling this up in the background.
Thank you.
2 secs. And then I'll share the screen again once that comes back up. Okay, and in the meantime, I'm looking at the other paper, which is just, again, go right to the methods. First search strategy, as I was just going to read it to you. Right. Online supplemental materials for syntax. Okay, I did remember it. That paper was an issue. That's yeah, I don't know why I remember these things. Oh, here, burnout syndrome in early childhood educators.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That looks like a good one. Let's go to that paper. I think I have to. Is this open access? Burnout teach. Yeah, so that's one. They put. Yeah, I don't really like their search equation.
Which one are you on?
Yeah, I'm looking at the paper on the whiteboard. It was more to give you an
Oh,
idea.
okay.
There,
Yeah.
I don't really
Right.
like, I don't like their search equation, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's go with this. Let's just look at at what we currently have in Web of Science,
Mm-hmm.
which is okay. So we've got a Word document. We come back into Web of Science through the book. Here we go. So let's just add this in and see what we get to. See if we put teach. So what you can do is this star is going to mess everything up because it's going to think it's an actual star. So what we want is teach. Let's add this to history and see what comes up. So that's not so great. Yeah, this preschool teach isn't, this term's kind of an issue. See, if I'm concerned, if you put it like this star, like this, you're going to get a whole bunch. I'll show you.
Mm.
So this is why this is nice. See, this is now getting 9,000.
Yeah.
We can try this. I think this is going to have some glitches.
Yeah.
But let's add this with and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So 579. This is actually pretty manageable. Although so this is 579. That's really a good search. Burnout. This is good. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher prediction. This is perfect, right?
Yeah. Many of these papers looks familiar. I've actually gone through 200 of them.
Oh no, so you thought ahead. This looks really nice. So I actually think this is good. See, the reason I like these other studies is look, Copenhagen burnout inventory. One of the things I'm going to want you to really pay attention to, Joanne, for when you might do surveys of your own, because we're kind of thinking that in the future, is I want you to pay attention to these different ways of measuring burnout that have been done in different studies. And we'll figure out which tool is going to be the best and the easiest. And you're only going to know that looking at a lot of tools. I think you're going to get some interesting insights on how, here's a mood scale. This search looks, actually, I have to say, this search looks really good to me. A lot of these are not going to matter, right? Behavior problems, quality of life in preschool children. So we may find quality of life is not relevant. Special education, you're going to throw this out, right? Early childhood special education, this one's out.
Yeah.
Unless you want to include it.
Yeah.
I think there's a good case for excluding, or if it's only about special education, there's a good case. But here you go, job burnout in preschool teachers. A paper is going to tell us something about social, and this is great because this kind of paper,
psychological capital. Yeah.
This might be something you want to test in later studies. Right? Well, maybe one of the things, and remember we talked about that in the whiteboard, that maybe right, when you think about our burnout pathways, here we go. Where's our burnout pathways? Here, teachers' well-being, burnout to affecting children. Well, maybe there's some things here. Here, they're talking about social, right? We made up some stuff here, income, but maybe psychological capital helps them. And that's one of these things that goes in here to think about to help teachers. Well-being in the community.
Can I ask a question here, David, just to help me understand your thinking? When you say that you find that this search is pretty good, what was the indicators for you when you look at something like this?
Just like what you went through. Like, okay, so we're looking at the first 20. How many of these are relevant, and how many of them are not relevant?
Out of the first 20,
because we have the two types of errors: the type 1, the type 2. So I'm looking here. Early educated well-being. This is probably a commentary. And it might not make your final search, but it's right on the money, right? You can see our keywords are coming up. So I want to make sure the keywords hit. I want to make sure we get enough papers. This one looks nice. This is a study. This is probably going to be in. So that would be 1. This one here, predictors of stool sets, that's going to be in. That's 2. Unpacking well-being at 3. That's probably going to be out because it's probably about well-being in kids. And it looks like they use burnout and stress, and you might want to put in stress actually in search. It's an option.
It did come up quite a lot in those searches that I've done.
Yeah, and this is again, search gives you more ideas. Well, when it talks about well-being, it's interesting. Well-being, they talk about well-being, quality of life for the kids, not for the
which is not.
this, but which is okay. So you might want to think about taking out well-being, but we just need to see, right? Because we're playing these errors. We don't want a type 2 error because you can't get that back later on if you throw the study out, but you don't want a whole bunch of these type 1s to wade through. So we might tinker with say, okay, let's take out well-being and put in stress. They seem to talk about stress more at teachers, right? Teaching profession is stressful, subject to burnout. So this is I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So out of 20, I'm already seeing you got about 10. So you'll end up with, out of a search of 579, you might end up with 250 papers that will further find a way to limit. We might say, okay, we don't want the papers at that point from China, and that might throw out another 100 or something like that. But we can make those choices later, if that makes sense. So that's why I say it's a good search. A good search to me has to have enough articles and has to balance these type 1, type 2 errors.
Yes. Can I ask a question here while we were actually on the topic of inclusion or exclusion of the special education? In my understanding of the early childhood field, especially within Australia, the children with additional needs are actually being added, that are being included in normal classes. So I think in some ways that those articles about, stresses of special education teachers and affecting their well-being is actually quite relevant to, to our context.
I think so too. Because that's one of the kind of the cost-saving measures. Say, oh well, maybe we should put these students in normal classrooms. That's not necessarily a good idea. So I would be wanting to include that personally. Let me put. I'm going to try stress here instead.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm just going to put star because it's only one word and that should capture everything. Let's see how this does.
Yeah.
And if we repeat this, so stress gets a ton. It gets an absolute. You can see we've gone from 884 to this. So, but we took out well-being, put in stress. So we've got that. Let me clear. And this is one that you end up having to kind of just play around a bit. Add this with and.
When you add in the history number 5 and you added the field N1 and like a #1, what does that mean, David?
Sorry.
On history number 5.
What this is saying is here it says number 6. This is just putting this search.
Oh, okay, history. Okay,
and this together. Yeah. And why I like that is I get the numbers here.
Yeah.
I can diagnose from the numbers what's going on. So you
are actually overlapping them. You're
Exactly. Okay. So you build it up one block at a time.
I see.
You just want that data. So 579 compared to 772. We took out well-being, we put in stress. You see we're getting the same papers, but these actually seems to be better. This seems to be better than well-being. It seems to be getting us the same papers. Burnout levels. This looks pretty nice. Yep. Perceived stress. Nursery teachers facing burnouts, personality traits. I want to make sure, do we have that one about psychological capital that we saw before? I just want to make sure we did.
Yeah, I really like that one too.
So I think this is, honestly, I think this is probably going to be your search. Let me copy this link. I'll put it in the whiteboard so you can come to it.
Yeah.
So I would start going forward with this.
Let
me see if this link will come in. There it is. Okay, put it here. Oops. That's not what we want. We want this. Come back over here. So starting search query 772 results. I'm just going to copy the keyword blocks so you can know them. And you can always watch back this video, of course.
Yes.
But that I'll post for you. If you're happy, I'm going to post it in the Dropbox archive in case other people But here you go. This should help you stay oriented on the topic. And that I think this is a nice spot